we needed an excuse to relive some of the truly great plays, so here we go, getting straight into it. To one of the best cover-ups we've seen, and the Carlton cheer squad wins hands down for trying to hide a somewhat glaring spelling mistake. Remember next time, team, and if they should hang their heads, then so too should the Essendon squad for misspelling the name of their beloved Bombrays. I think they mean Bombers. Seriously though, the cheer squads do a grand job. Just ask our own effervescent Don Scott. West Coast whingers we are not. Do the world a favour, get rid of Don Scott. Well, Scotty, when you've got to go, you've got to go. Mind you, that hasn't been the only cheek that we've seen, if you'll pardon the pun. As for former Tiger chief Neville Crowe, he was too busy clowning around while trying to score the perfect behind of 1988. Everything seems to be bottoms. While the following year in 89, our cameras again caught Neville in action, this time puckering up to a young Tiger cub. Now remember, the camera doesn't lie, and gossip runs rife within the AFL. Just ask Simon Madden and Nicky Winmar. Then, of course, there was the rumour about Dermy and Murray Rance. And Dermy again, this time with long-standing friend William Duckworth. To one of the sneakiest goals seen for many a year, and Bomber champion, record breaker and part-time comedian Simon Madden casually walked up to the goal line, querying the angle, and then blow me down, popped it through. And boy, wasn't the comic happy with himself. While in 1989, Gary Ablett was all class, and his goal against the Magpies was a gem. As I said at the time,
oh, he's a light, Gary Ablett. Look at this. Here is the magician at work. He shoots towards goal. What more can you say?
Ah, life behind the microphone can be grand and so rewarding. Yet it can also prove to be quite embarrassing.
Back to Lockett from Greg. Runs into trouble, does the big man. Oh, he's kicked a ripper into the post.
Ripper into the post. While Dennis experienced what we call in the trade technical difficulties.
How did you go in our Stars of the Past competition? Better than that, I hope.
And I'm afraid we still can't answer that one. The poor old umpies have come in for some harsh treatment over the years, and none more so than Ross Castle. But Ross didn't have to worry. Brian Wilson's a trained fireman. And look, he didn't even have to don breathing apparatus. And speaking of mouth-to-mouth, Ross is lucky that this gentleman didn't have to give him the treatment. Ah, thank heavens for the spectators. Over the years, they've been a valuable contributor to Plays of the Month. We've seen them dressed as nuns. They've run onto the field to give opposition players an earful. They've even resorted to witchcraft and mumbo-jumbo, just in the hope of giving their team that winning edge. Well, some have anyway. The SCG has produced its own special personalities and characters, apart from the first male member of the Swanettes. We've seen the SCG goal umpires time and time again, and of course the very shapely and attractive Swan Tits, who, like a fine vintage wine, keep improving with each passing year. And of course, we were introduced to the legendary Witches of Randwick.
Pete, I believe already they've made a prediction.
Yes, the one on the left in the purple tights has made a prediction that Don will miss the 6 o'clock plane and go back to her place.
And then there was John Metcalf. Oh, this is great. I've got the family into their wet weather gear. Now I'll just sort myself out. Now hang on. I don't think that's quite right. To some of the strong men of the game, and Glenn Coleman's reputation was enhanced after he sent the point post flying, while Jeff Miles' shirt front on Ozzy Osbourne was a beauty, and Jim Steins was KO'd by Andrew the Slam Dunkley. And remember the clash between Dermy and Vander back in the 89 second semi-final? While in the same year, one of the more unfortunate incidents, Trevor Barker was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Melbourne's Jamie Dersma appeared to feel no pain when Craig Bradley accidentally kicked the ball into his face. And you know, Jamie, that was a wet, heavy ball. In 1991, the Adelaide Crows joined the AFL, and we met for the first time the extroverted character named Andrew Jarman, who continues to entertain, as does teammate Tony Modra with his spectacular brand of football, this being one of the all-time great grabs. And Stephen Silvani's mark over Craig Starcevich is equally as impressive. And perhaps impressive is the best way of describing Anthony Black's first-up routine between the vertical beams.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful balance. Oh, lovely routine.
Now that showed initiative, as did this budding aeronautical engineer when he launched his footy records special into the stratosphere during the Vic WA State of Origin crash at the MCG. And what would state football be without EJ Teddy Whitten?
Teddy, stuck it right up them. That's what you did. You stuck it right up them. There. Oh, what a bloody relief.
We're on national television.
For our animal segment, we went to the SCG.
Oh, there's a pig on the ground. There is a pig at full forward. That looks like a large white landrace cross.
You're an expert in the field. It's a good thing you're here.
Now to an expert in another field, the former king of pop and champion bathtubber, crooning Peter McKenna.
Oh, have a look. This is embarrassing, isn't it? Have a look. We've gone 10 metres and this idiot in the boat sunk it.
He's got 10 feet.
Oh, have a look at
Oh, this is disgraceful.
Oh, this is really starting to cheese me off. Now, hang on. Maybe if I just make a bit of a hood. No, that's no good. Remember John Dorotich? Poor old Dora, who after booting the ball a massive 2 metres, tried valiantly to make amends only to be pinged for throwing the ball. While Darren Jarman must have been seeing things when he amazingly decided to blind turn. No one in particular. But now, let's return to Anthony Black as he prepares for his second routine. You'll notice the degree of difficulty has increased significantly with the use of both hands, especially during the double reverse flag twirl. And to complete his routine, he shows us the triple diagonal flag filing dismount. Superb! Once again, Anthony has displayed a very polished performance. But not so superb was this goalie, who was under more pressure than usual. A group of Blue supporters thought he'd be a good target for some peanut throwing. Hitch him, hitch him. But hang on, guys. I think that party trick is about to come to an end. We all have our 15 seconds of glory. Has the time come for this young man? Well, after leading the boys in blue a merry gig in front of a packed MCG, he zigs when he should have zagged, loses his footing, and is taken out with a very strong tackle. Oh, don't tell me at last I've made the hood. Now that looks okay, but what about the rest of it? I don't know what to do with it. I might as well just rip it up and chuck it away. I'll tell you one thing's for certain, this is the last time I'm coming to the footy without an umbrella. Just too darn hard. I think I'll just stand here and cop a soaking. And finally, to the most requested and popular item ever to appear on Plays of the Month. The Ode to the Humble Pie. Nothing is more elementary than eating a 4 and 20 on a wet Brisbane day on the 17th of May. Now, just a word of warning. Of course, you mustn't spill the sauce because it's hot and causes pain. While on clothes, it may well stain. So remember, if you can't keep the sauce off your Winchita, you'll fail to be an Aussie pie eater. And wouldn't it be a great crying shame to have to appear in this Hall of Fame? Thank you, sir. And that wraps up some of the great plays of all time. And always remember, beware, because our Plays of the Month camera could well be on you.